Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I am the CHAL, and today, Chall Chats and previews Doncaster Rovers versus Walsall. It is the big Tuesday night game. A win here will get us closer and closer to that fairy tale finish of sneaking into seventh potentially. And we're here with Super Saddler Seb to joint preview the game this week. Seb, welcome to the channel. I think this is your first appearance on the channel. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me on the channel, and yeah, really looking forward to the game Tuesday.
Yeah, it should be a really good one. Are you going to be at the ground at the Eco Power on Tuesday night?
Yeah, of course I'll be there. I ain't missed a game this season so far, so yeah, should be a good one.
Fantastic! Cannot wait to. We'll probably see you at the ground definitely. Let's start then with Walsall from your last result this weekend. This just gone 3-1 win over Tranmere. I mean, it was. What did you think of your performance? How did you rate how you turned up against Tranmere?
In fact, to break it down, I thought first off, we weren't at it really. Tranmere obviously took the lead 25 minutes in. We weren't at our best, but I think the goal just for half time for Jamil Matt was absolutely massive. Um, it gave us a bit of momentum going into the half time break, 1-1. The second half, I thought we were brilliant. We upped the tempo a bit, was a bit sharper. We got close to Tranmere players. We didn't give them much time on the ball. And, if you've watched our second goal, it's a bit of a lucky goal, bit of a wind assist for Taylor Allen's goal. But yeah, took the lead through him. And then Brandon Comley, brilliant strike from him. But yeah, at this stage of the season, it's not necessarily about performances, really. It's just about getting points on the board. You know what? It's an absolutely massive 3 points, and it keeps us in the hunt for them playoff spots.
Yeah, 100%. And it's very, very tight in them playoff spots. Like even us, for example, we were near the bottom two about a month or two ago, and now we're, potentially a couple of games in hand away from sneaking into seventh. I mean, it's been such an open playoff race from start to finish. I mean, is it going to be one of those days you think where anyone could finish in seventh?
Oh, 100%. I think from when you guys to up to about sixth, I think Crew have fallen off a little bit in terms of form. They are collapsing. So it's anyone's, like you say. You've put a really good run of form together. I think it's 6 wins in a row for you lot. And even when you can play us and you lost 3-1, you could see the style of play was there. The quality on the day probably wasn't there. The only quality produced that day was the goal. It was a really good goal, that one. But the style of play was there, and fair play to you lot. You're in and around the picture. But I'm hoping for a win Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm sure the Saddlers fans will be looking for a victory on Tuesday night to try and stop that brilliant run of form of ours. Your manager, 2 wins on the bounce now. He's got you fighting for them playoff spots. I mean, how would you overall rate his kind of first season in charge? Because he's not an experienced manager. I think it's fair to say he's not an experienced manager. But what he has done, he's built a group of players and he's kind of brought this run together where he's got you guys in a decent position, especially even if you don't get into them playoffs next season. It's something to build on for next season. So, how do you feel he's kind of gone into this season? How do you feel he's done this season overall?
Yeah, spot on with that, Chow. We started off the season a little bit shaky. You could tell he was a bit of an inexperienced manager, still learning his trade. And I think around November time, there was heavy shouts for him being sacked. Losing 2-0 at Barrow, a horrible night that one was. Drawing 0-0 to National League North side Alfreton. Things weren't looking good, and I couldn't really see any way out for Sadler, really. But I've got to give him credit. It's really brought the team together ever since that Notts County away game when we came from 1-0 behind to win 2-1 there. And the team spirit has been the best it has been in a while, probably in around 10 years. Everyone's so united, and we've got momentum, and I have to give them credit for that. I think it's our highest points tally we're on for since we've been relegated 4 or 5 years ago. So massive credit for Sadler. Do I think he's got a lot, still got a lot to learn? Yeah, I do. But like any manager, really, there's still got room to improve. But yeah, he's got us dreaming again of hopefully promotion. Fair play to him.
Yeah, 100%. And yes, deserved tremendous credit. The fact that he's that inexperienced already, and the fact that he's got the mentality to pick you guys up from where you were and take you on a decent run of form that's got you to where you are now, I think shows tremendous courage and respect for a young manager like Sadler. Obviously, one of your players that is a former player of ours this season, Faal. Obviously, I think a lot of Rovers fans were shocked that he left at the time. I think that, it looked like it could be part of the plans, and then it was a case of, just go back to West Brom and then get loaned out again. I mean, does Mo Faal feel right for you guys at the moment? How would you describe how he's playing at the moment, and how do you see it going between now and the end of the season?
Mo Faal, at the moment, now Jam has come back in, he's a bit more of an impact sub, but he started a few games and he has improved since he joined in January. Personally, I think he's looked a bit more better. I know he's missed a few massive chances in them games,
Yeah.
especially if you've watched the one at Barrow. He probably should have scored that one, but his overall play since joining in January to now has improved, I think, and I do see potential in him. He's very raw, and you can tell he's a confidence player, really. When get his confidence going, he'll go on a good run of form of scoring goals. He scored a vital goal at Salford on Easter Monday in a 2-1 win. I see a player in him. He's got to keep well grounded now, have the right attitude, and I think he'll go far. And hopefully, he's influential from now until the end of the season with us on loan.
Yeah, 100%. I've got a great relationship with Mo off the pitch, and I've talked to him a few times since he's left us, and I can tell how happy he is. I can tell how happy he is to do what he's doing at the moment at Walsall. I was happy for him when he got his first goal as well. I messaged him saying congratulations, and he's just a wonderful guy off the pitch, and it's good to see him improving from when he first joined Walsall. Another player that I've really kept an eye on this season, and you know what? I think I've been warned by several Walsall supporters about trying to take him off your hands in the summer. Isaac Hutchinson. I mean, this guy. I mean, the way he links up the play, the way he maneuvers about the ball, the flair he has on the pitch, the concentration, the comfortability on the ball, the way he works things in midfield, the way he creates things and links up with different sides of the pitch. I mean, he's going to be a championship player at some point, 100 million%. How would you describe Isaac Hutchinson this season? Because it seems like this season's been his season this year.
Yeah, his numbers have improved this season. 10 goals, 6 assists in the league, potentially more in all competitions. And on his day, Isaac Hutchinson, he's a real quality player. Um, been a little bit disappointed recently in terms of his form. He hasn't been as good, but whenever he's on the pitch and if he can produce that quality, he's there and he can produce it. I think when Isaac Hutchinson brings his A game, we could have an unstoppable team, really. And that's a good side at the moment, not particularly playing well as a team, not to the best of our capabilities anyway. But yeah, if he's on his day, Isaac Hutchinson, he's probably one of the better players in this league. It's just about getting it consistently with Isaac Hutchinson. But yeah, no doubt about his technical ability. He's a top player.
100 million%. And obviously, another midfielder that I've really kept an eye on since he joined Walsall is obviously one of Tamworth's big stars, Jamie Jellis. I mean, he came into this with this transfer, him being I'd say one of the brightest gems outside of the fifth tier. How has he done for you guys so far in the first kind of couple of months since he's joined? Has he made some impact with Walsall?
Not yet, Chal. He actually hasn't played a game for us. He's been injured since he joined us, and he hasn't really featured in many squads. I think he was on the bench for one of our games against Barrow, but that's about it. But like you said, I see promise in him. What I've heard from Tamworth fans, a real good player there, and I think he'll come good for us. Just about the right timing, really. Hopefully, see him from now until the end of the season, maybe in a cameo substitution. But yeah, he's one for the future, definitely.
Absolutely. I think if Hutchinson, I mean, let's say Isaac Hutchinson gets scouted by a League One club or another League Two club higher up the table, do you feel like Jellis steps into Hutchinson's role next season, or do you feel like they can play together if they can keep Hutchinson on the books?
Um, yeah, I think if Hudson does leave, I think that'll give a good opportunity for Jellis. But I think Jellis is more of a different player to Hutchinson. Hutchinson's a bit
Mhm.
more advanced. I think Jellis is more of a box to box. So that could potentially see Jack Earing move a bit further forward, who I think is our best midfielder. He's outstanding, Jack Earing. unfortunately for you guys, fortunately I should say for you guys, he's injured at the moment, but he's a real top player, Jack Keegan. But yeah, I can see a lot of interest with Hutchinson in the summer. I think another team will get him with the numbers he's produced this season. But yeah, we've got players to come in ready if Hutchinson is was to move on. Like you said, we've got Jellis, Ryan Stirk, we've got Brandon Comley in there, Jack Keegan. We've got a really good midfield. So yeah. If he was to leave, we'd get the money, but hopefully he's here to stay.
Yeah, hopefully for you guys, Hutchinson can stay, Jellis can have a good season next season, and fingers crossed for you guys, it all works out. Looking at this game then on Tuesday, I mean, it's going to be a very interesting one. You come up against, I'd say, a different quality of Doncaster Rovers compared to the last time. I think that you come up against a different squads. I mean, in terms of your lineup, in terms of how we think you're going to line up, what can we kind of expect from how you're going to line up?
We'll play 3-5-2, probably be unchanged. So we'll have Jackson Smith in goal. We'll have a back three of Emmanuel Adebuega, David Kagbu, and Taylor Allen. Really good back three. To think we've got Donovan Daniels, Priestley Folkeson on the bench shows you how well that back three's been operated. We'll have two wing backs of Joe Fawkes, who got 2 assists against Tranmere, superb, an academy lad and doing a real solid job. And we've got Liam Gordon on the other side. He's more player of the season so far. Been really impressed with Liam Gordon. Potentially a League One standard player, really, and we've got him. So massive with that. And then we'll have a midfield, probably Ryan Stirk, Brandon Comley, and Isaac Hutchinson. Then a front two, I think we'll start Jamil Matt. So we'll go with Jamil Matt and Josh Gordon up front. With potentially Mo Faal coming on around the 60th minute mark because Jamil Matt, he puts a real good shift in, but at the moment he can't really manage 90 minutes. He's 34 now. His legs are starting to go a little bit, but I can't fault the effort with that. So yeah, we'll go with 3-5-2 and Walsall will probably unchanged.
Okie dokie. In terms of our team lineup, for you guys that want to know my predicted lineup as well, I think with the caution around Harrison Biggins, I think we'll go with a similar lineup that ended the Morecambe game. So I think we're going to go with a 4-2-3-1, maybe in a 4-3-3 variation. So the 6 as the anchor, then the 8 and the 10 together in front. So looking at Timothy Lotatala in goal, who's just been amazing at the moment. A back four from left to right of James Maxwell, Richard Wood, Joseph Olawu, and Jamie Sterry with the midfield of Matthew Craig, Owen Bailey, and Tommy Rowe. And then on the wide front, Hakeem Adelakin on one side. I've gone with Luke Molyneux on the other side, but of course, there was a precaution about taking him off at the end of the Morecambe game because of tired legs. So whether he starts on Tuesday is another story. I think he personally will. And up front, I've gone with Maxime Biamu. On the bench, you could see Lewis Jones, could see Zane Westbrook, Carl Hurst, Jay McGrath, Joe Ironside. So there's an opportunity there for a change maybe on the bench. But overall, I think it'll be a similar team to how we ended the Morecambe game. So finally then, scoreline predictions. I've gone with a 2-0. I think that we'll keep our 5th clean sheet in a row. I think it's just one of those games where we're going to improve on the quality of the last time we played you at your place. I feel like Biamu could chip in with another goal. I think Adelakin needs another goal at this point. So I think that it could be varied in terms of goal scorers, but I'm going to go with a 2-0 win. How do you see in the game going in terms of scoreline, and why would you go with that particular scoreline?
I'm going to predict a 1-1 draw. I don't think there's going to be much between the sides. Obviously, you guys on some real good form. 6 wins in a row, is it? I think. And I think you'll be up for some revenge, really, from the last game when we bet you 3-1. Heard Grant McCann was a little bit salty in his comments after that. I'm saying the pitch wasn't good enough. So I think you'll be up for a little bit of revenge. And the form you're on at the moment, you're probably the most informed side in the league. You've got the momentum, but I think Walsall could go there and get a job. And I think a point wouldn't be a bad result for Walsall, considering the win at Tranmere on Saturday. So it's not a must-win game for Walsall. Obviously, Walsall want to go there and get the win, but if we were there to get a point, I think that wouldn't be a bad result because after we play you guys, we've got 3 home games in a week, not to county Swindon and Bradford. So if we can build towards that and potentially get 3 wins in 3 in that week, that point at Doncaster wouldn't be too bad. But obviously, we want to be going there to get the 3 points. But I'm going to predict a 1-1 draw.
Okay, very, very interesting. Obviously, hopefully for us it's 3 points. I'm sure it'd be great for you guys if it was 3 points, but should be an interesting how the game goes. Finally, I just want to make this last point because I think it's very important to mention because the mental side of football is so important, especially going into big games like this where you need every point possible to try and get your best position to get into seventh place by the end of 46 games. And I found this stat out this week, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this mentally going into this game on Tuesday. Doncaster Rovers are the only team in the top 4 or 5 divisions of English football now to be winning 6 games in a row. And I think that's the well, I wouldn't say it's the longest kind of winning run this season, but I'd say it's the longest one currently, I think. Does that change the mentality of Walsall? Do they go into this thinking, right, we go all out, or do they go into this a bit like Forest Green did in the first half against us and go, we're going to try and sit back a bit more against these guys and try and soak up their pressure and counter them? What do we think Walsall's mentality is going into that when you hear and see stats about Doncaster Rovers at the moment and their current run of form? Do they worry about it or do they go fearlessly with it?
I hope we just go into the game with the same mentality and we've had all season, really. We should treat it like every other game. You've got to respect your opposition, but you also got to put in a performance. Obviously, with the run you guys are on, I think we'll probably first off sit in and contain you and try and frustrate you, especially with you lot being at home. Then second half, I could see us going and pushing it. But obviously, that could be completely different. But yeah, credit to you guys. Real good run of form. That is 6 wins in a row. And it just shows you if you can put a good run of form together, you can climb the league. Are you up to 12th in the league now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real good run of form, and you're not too far off the playoffs. But like I said, we've got to respect every opposition in this league because anyone can beat anyone on their day. Um, so you got to go into it with the right mentality, and I'm sure that lads will. You know, we've got 5 massive games left of the season with a potential playoff place, hopefully there, if we can get the results at the end of the season. But yeah, I'm hoping for a good performance and more importantly, the 3 points.
Absolutely, my friend. Seb, thank you very much for coming on the show today. Really much appreciated, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, Charles. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you very much, and thank you guys for watching. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, and for now, I am the CHALL. Ta for now. We'll see you for the review and the reaction for Walsall on Tuesday and Wednesday, and that is full time.